Hello there, it's Animator Guy here, master of random pointless videos that take up way too much of his time. And today I'm bringing you an adventure of epic proportions, a task that would rival the most daring of all adventurers. Robert Scott, David Livingstone, Jacques Cousteau, and maybe more. Our mission was to conquer our home city of Manchester in the form of 10 pubs scattered around the metropolitan landscape. This list was my own invention, basically trying to form a route into the city centre from the Students' Union onto Oxford Road. It proved to be a night of laughs, stressfulness, memes, drinking, table football, deviation, a few hairy moments, but more else, fun.
What are you doing?
Our first would be Crowbar, a student bar next to the uni. The Footage, an old cinema converted into a pub. The Salutation, also located within the Students' Union. The Courtyard, home to countless student bar brawls and spilt Coronas. The Salisbury, favoured by the Irish, and, most importantly, strange fish. The Peril of the Peak, an island pub standing proud in the middle of the road. Rain Bar, because, well, it was right across the road. The Britain's Protection, because, well, it's adorable. The Old Wellington, since we probably needed a good walk at that point. All to stagger upon the famous High Street Tavern for that final pint. My journey started at Liverpool Lime Street, since I go to uni there.
I'm tired.
And en route to Oxford Road Station, having met a long lost friend who all went to our primary schools. After a quick coffee and a Greg's steak bake, I headed to the bus station to meet the first of my two assailants to join me on this mission.
Hello there. How's it going? Good. That's a nice outfit. Thank you. It's a very nice outfit. I'm going to film.
It was, of course, Checkered Chaz. Style connoisseur, COD Zombies veteran, and, most importantly, pint sinker. There was no way I was getting through 10 pubs without him. However, there was still one more person to wait for, so we had some time to kill. After a visit from Chaz's missus.
Yo! It's like a GoPro, but I lost the strap.
Oh.
So yeah.
Put it in your mouth.
We headed up to the Circus Tavern, literally the smallest bar in Europe. And boy, is it small. Charlie got himself a pint, but I was ravenous for some food, so it was a Diet Coke for me, unfortunately.
Oh my god. Oh, that is terrifying.
After scouring the streets of Manchester for somewhere to eat, we eventually came across one of my favourite places in the whole world, Crazy Pedro's, where the second member of our convoy arrives.
It's pulled pork, pepperoni. Oh wait, no, that's sweet Scotch bonnet sauce.
I'll go for the hay ketchup.
Sir Legby. Cyclist, Warzone veteran, and, most importantly, meme expert. After devouring pizza to fuel the journey, we headed on our mission. I was eager to see how close I could stay to the list, and them two, well, they just like drinking. I noticed my two assailants had sunglasses with them, and I didn't. This would not do. I'd love to say we started out the list by sticking to it, but however, we are a lazy bunch. We ended up getting the bus there, and we couldn't be bothered to walk over to Crowbar, which was the first pub, so I made the executive decision to go to the Footage instead. It was a rocky start, however, we did have a pint at Crazy Pedro, so I would say that we could replace it. Sorry Crowbar, you'll have to be another time. The Footage proved fairly interesting, a converted cinema into a pub, a bit like the moon underwater. Here was where Chaz found an interesting sign in the toilets.
Oh my god! Is that to tell you to check your balls?
It's just saying, do you massage your balls?
Not being entertained by the largest screen in Manchester being only showing golf,
What size is that screen?
we decided to move on. Remember when I said I didn't have sunglasses? Well, I managed to pick them up off a lovely gentleman selling them from a cart. The picture was complete. We were ready for the salutation. Or so we thought. It was bloody closed. Like, fully closed down. So, it was onto the courtyard.
You are such a cunt.
I've spent many mental nights with rowdy students in here, so seeing it relatively quiet in the sunlight was a bit unnerving, really. Nevertheless, the third pint and third pub was underway.
Cheers, there it is.
Oh, that is such a cursed meme. Option 1, option 2.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What? wait, watch this. Oh no!
After leaving the courtyard and a quick chewing gum stop, the next pub was the Salisbury. We're after a game of pool at this point, however the people using it weren't entirely finished. So, with another pub just across the cobbled streets of Little Island, it was time for another famous deviation of the plan. The Thirsty Scholar. After realising that I'd been filming in my pocket for 3 minutes,
Shit, I've just been filming this entire time.
we sat outside and I decided to do some somewhat anal workings of the scrappy list I made, which unfortunately I lost somewhere around the 9th pub.
I realised I wrote it in the wrong place. Placement for number 8. And that's number tick. Bit of a change of plan. But as soon as we get on the Salisbury, good to go.
Are we heading off to the Salisbury?
Ah yes, the Salisbury, home of pool tables, classic rock, and most importantly, the 5th pub on our list. As you can hear, Charlie is feeling the strain. It was at this point I tried to make a POV shot by putting the camera in my mouth and, well, totally failing.
Aha!
Now, when you go to lots and lots of pubs, you tend to build a certain tension that has to be released. So as we approached pub number 6, there was only one thing on my mind.
I need a wee.
The Peril of the Peak, the cutest little island pub with a table football and a very nice bartender. It also decided to get quite dark at this point. Legby made the executive decision to switch to whiskey, and I made the executive decision to start singing I Just Can't Wait to Be King.
Why am I singing, what is it? The Lion King.
Across the road, number 7 approaches. Rain Bar.
Yo.
Home of the nicest outdoor courtyard, however far too dark for our purposes. I forgot to fill our pints here, but there was clearly only one thing on Legby's mind.
Where are the toilets? Toilets are down over there.
If you're ever in Rain Bar, try out the Manchester Craft Lager. It is actually very nice. There was no time to savour the distillation of this point, however, because it was on to pub number 6. However, there was one complication.
Okay, right now, just gone to the Britain's Protection. They only take cash. It's a bit of a trek, but I'm worth it to get it for number 7 on the pub crawl. Hee hee, I got cash for the Britain's Protection. That is pint number 7. We're gonna do it, boys. We're gonna do it. Let's go!
With cash in hand, the Britain's Protection was where we rang one of the members of our entourage. Dimbers. Professional hermit, Destiny 2 veteran, but most importantly, tennis. I may have left him a somewhat delightful voicemail.
So this is my voicemail to you, Dimbersy.
We were 8 pints in at this point. Decorum goes out the window.
Dimbers. Oh yeah.
In the Britain's Protection, we met Cameron, a curious individual who was wondering why I'd chosen the Old Wellington as the next pub was literally halfway across town.
Yes, it did, didn't it?
Is there anyone in this pub who knows where the Old Wellington is?
Yes.
Do you know where the Old Wellington is?
No, I was just saying yes for no reason.
This was a good point. To make all the pubs in time, we would have had to walk all this way through the Arndale to make the last 2. So, we made the executive decision to stop off at the hotel, check in, and make our way to the northern quarter, where the Fremount pub had some greatness in store for us. And there was. With the Friends theme tune playing on this guy's guitar, we met another man by the name of George, who was also quite curious of the now almost illegible scrap of paper that I'd written all the pubs on.
Courtyard, there you go. Nice one. And to cross off. Yo, Harry.
He's done number one.
We've not done Old Wellington, but we have done Three Mounts.
I don't have to work till 1 o'clock tomorrow.
With Chaz having to be in work the next day at 1 o'clock, I think a sing-song was definitely in order. Spoilers, this wasn't the last sing-song of the night. With the prospect of the last pub, the High Street Tavern, being a half an hour walk away, and with the risk of it being closed, we decided to retreat to the gay village for one last pint, thus completing the 10-drink run of pubs. And this was a kind of pub, albeit with flashing lights and pride flags everywhere. Still, there was some characters to complement this evening.
Are you from here or are you here for like pride or something or what?
Oh, really? I'm going to
You
get
been? Are you like YouTubers or what? He is. Are you?
Thank God.
I'm not a YouTuber, I just want to film how to do it. Where did you get this place, dude? You gave me that. I fucking wrote it on the side. Are you from here then? Oh, right. Hey, how's it going? Are you having a good night?
Had we had a good night? Well, it's safe to say that we had. Despite the deviations, cock-ups, messing about, trying to get Barry to finish his drinks, we truly made the most of what Manchester had to offer. It truly is one of the best cities to do this kind of thing, and although there are more pubs to offer, especially within the Northern Quarter and Ancoats area, we did sample a good chunk of this cultured and inspired town. However, let us know if you want to see more of these in the future, perhaps a Liverpool one or a Chester one. It was very fun to film, and it means another night out for the JPC. For now though, it was time for me and Chaz to embarrass ourselves one last time with a karaoke rendition of Rockstar by Nickelback, of all things. Just terrible. Being too drunk to do anything else, we all retreated back to the hotel, where there was still one more highlight to mention. Me and Chaz debating something particularly close to our hearts. COD zombies. What COD zombie, Matt, do you have the most sexual attraction to? No, for real though.
The Ice and Drag is basically Origins.
It's
sort of like Far Cry 4 is basically Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
And the difference is...
No, it basically is.
It uses the mechanics of the old one. Sort of like our Far Cry 4 uses the mechanics of Far Cry 3.
I think Die Rise is a good map. And I think Die Rise is a well-designed map.
I'm gonna fucking punch you in the face.
I know why Die Rise is a shit map, but I think that people give Die Rise too much of a flack. You respawn in, and you have nothing.
Am I supposed to be killing on that?
That's what I was gonna say. No one complains about the sameness of the dogs in like the Giant or Der Eisendrache.
Yes, sir.
No one complains.
Yes,
So there's dogs in Der Eisendrache.
Yes,
And the Panzer is in Der Eisendrache. No one complains about that.
I would rather...
Whereas in Die Rise, everyone's like,
yes, sir.
the Nova Crawlers, they're just the same, even though they're utilised in a completely different way.
You know what? I would rather have the Jumping Jacks and the Giant get awarded with a free perk with melees.
Exactly.
And have the goddamn dogs.
Exactly. Fucking lackly. The next morning we had to wake up at 10 AM for a checkout, which was really nice. And with me being extremely hungover and Charlie, well, still drunk.
Do you want a hash brown with it? Sort of do, yeah.
A plan started to take shape. That plan being in the shape of a boneless banquet and shitloads of coffee. I leave you with a clip of Larry trying these vegan sweets and discovering that they're vegan. Thanks for watching, everybody.
What's up with the sweets? What's wrong with them?
That's why.
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree. That's probably what's wrong with the coffee as well.